The chemical fertilizer calculator can be found on the Auburn University Soil, Forage, and Water Testing Laboratory site. Information on how to take a soil sample can be found on this site. You have to do a soil sample before we can use the fertilizer calculator. On this same site, you can find the routine soil testing and analysis form. This form can be also found at your local extension office, but this form has to be filled out and sent in with your soil samples. We'll scroll down to calculators, and today we're interested in the chemical fertilizer calculator. So I'll click here. The soil report you get back will tell us how much phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, calcium is in the soil, and it'll tell us our soil pH. We'll write down on our form when we send in the samples the crop to be grown. So it's going to say for corn we need this much nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. For tomatoes we need this much. So we'll assume we need 60 pounds of nitrogen per acre, no phosphorus and no potassium. So we're just looking for a nitrogen source. We can click here, or we can just type in a fertilizer amount, but a lot of these are already built in. It's very common to find 34% nitrogen. I'll click there, it automatically 3400. I can type in my own amount if there's another fertilizer I'm using, but this one's already in the system. So 3400 is what I'm going to use. I make sure this match button is under nitrogen because that's what I'm concerned with right now. I'll click calculate, and I see that 180 pounds of 3400 per acre would be equivalent of applying 60 pounds of actual nitrogen. What we need is in pounds per acre. Fertilizers are in percent. If I had 100 pounds of 3400, that would only be 34 pounds of actual nitrogen. So 180 pounds per acre is equivalent of 60 pounds of actual nitrogen per acre. If I have an area that's way smaller than an acre, I can click here on pounds per 1,000 square feet, click calculate. 4.1 pounds of this 3400 per 1,000 square feet is equivalent of 60 pounds per acre. If I have measured my food plot, my garden plot, my home lawn, I can click customize here, and this box comes up, and if my garden is 12,600 square feet, click calculate. So for every 12,600 square feet, if I'm adding 51 pounds, that would be the equivalent of 60 pounds per acre. I'm going to click reset, and I'll assume the soil test called for 60 pounds of nitrogen, 60 pounds of phosphorus, and 60 pounds of potassium. Here we're looking for a complete fertilizer. We're looking for a fertilizer that has nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And it's very common to find 888, 1010, 1717. 13 is very common. Here I'm just going to click 13, but there may be something else you use. You can type your own numbers in. And I'll leave the match button under nitrogen. It wouldn't matter in this case because we need equal amounts of all. I'll click calculate, and I see that 460 pounds of 13 per acre is needed to match the 60 pounds of actual nitrogen. And we would have a deficit of NaN, just stands for not a number, but a deficit of 0 pounds of phosphorus, 0 pounds of potassium. Let's do another example. Let's say we need 100 pounds of phosphorus. So I need 60 pounds of nitrogen, 100 pounds of phosphorus, 60 pounds of potassium. I'm going to click calculate, and yes, I need 460 pounds. But look, I have a deficit of 40 pounds of this phosphorus. So I need 40 more pounds of phosphorus. So keep this 460 in mind. We're going to need that to be applied. But I need 40 more pounds of phosphorus. I'm going to click reset. I'm going to click 40 right here. I need 0 nitrogen, 0 potassium, but I need 40 pounds of phosphorus. What would be a good phosphorus fertilizer? This one right here that's 46%. A lot of people call that triple superphosphate, and it's 46% phosphorus. I could click the match button, make sure this is under the phosphorus because that's what I'm interested in now. Click calculate. 87 pounds of 0.460 per acre would give me my 40 pounds of actual phosphorus. This triple superphosphate sometimes is hard to find in 50-pound bags. It's found in bulk a lot. So we can find something with only 20%. I click user defined and I can click 20 here. There's a product called superphosphate and it's 20% phosphorus, 0.20. If I were using that instead of 87 pounds of 0.460, click calculate. 200 pounds of 0.20 would be the equivalent of 40 pounds of actual phosphorus per acre. And I can come over here and do it per 1,000 square feet or type in my square footage that I need. If you have any questions about this calculator or need help with your soil test, give us a call at your local extension office.